Do you want to finally heal your gut to end your constipation, acid reflux, bloating, or hormone imbalance, but nothing you've tried has worked? If so, this is for you. For just a few days in June, I am offering $500 off our premier one-to-one coaching experience, Better Belly VIP, where you get a personalized health plan built for you by a Better Belly coach so you can stop trying to heal and start actually healing. But hurry, there are only 8 spots and they sold out completely when we last ran this sale. Go to betterbellytherapies.com/waitlist to get on our email waitlist and get all the deets so you're ready to join on June 15th. Go to betterbellytherapies.com/waitlist now. Have you been taking digestive enzymes to try and reduce symptoms like constipation, acid reflux, fatigue, bloating, or abdominal pain, but you still have all or most of your symptoms? Or have you bounced from one digestive supplement to another, trying to find the right one that was powerful enough to make your digestive issues go away? If you said yes to either of these questions, this episode is for you. On today's episode, I'm breaking down the first of the 5 toxin trap keeping you constipated, which is low digestive enzymes. I'm going to be talking about signs and symptoms that you have low digestive enzymes, 3 most common mistakes keeping you stuck with indigestion, and what to do instead to heal your digestive tract and make your belly feel better again. Digestive issues, you guys, are so common, but they don't have to be. Let's dive in and learn how you can finally be free from indigestion. Hey friend, welcome to the Better Belly podcast. If you're currently trying endless supplements, doctor visits, and diet changes to heal your mystery symptoms, you are in the right place. We're here to solve the real root causes behind your gut, hormones, skin, sleep, and brain concerns. Literally anything and everything in your body. My name is Allison Jordan. I'm a functional medicine practitioner that has supported over 150 clients just like you to heal problems that no one has been able to fix. You don't need a perfect diet or a random supplement you found on Instagram to heal. You need a proven system that heals your whole body from the inside out. That's what I'm here to share with you, episode by episode. It's time to make health easy again. And just as a reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. So if you guys missed last week's episode, be sure to go back and listen to it because it's going to clue you in a little bit on not only today's episode, but the next 4 weeks of episodes and something called the 5 toxin trap. I'm not trying to be confusing or weird to throw terms out that you've never heard before suddenly, but this is a continuation of a series that we have, and the 5 toxin trap is a key component to how we are helping our clients permanently reverse constipation so they don't have to rely on things like digestive enzymes anymore, plus all the other things that you've probably tried or are relying on to go poop daily or however often you can get yourself to go. So if you did miss last week's episode, highly recommend to go back to last week's episode and watch the push release method, learn about it. And if you want to hear all the upcoming episodes we have for this episode or even beyond that, you can actually go and subscribe to get an email every Thursday letting you know what new episode has released. Just go to betterbellytherapies.com/subscribe and you can get notified straight from me. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about low digestive enzymes, and to reference back the push release method and how there are 5 categories of barriers that keep you from being able to push poop out, right? So all these other strategies rely on focusing to push, and that's why you're not getting a release, is because there are things blocking you, and there's 5 layers. And today's episode is on that first layer, which I call low digestive enzymes. And when I say it faster, it's usually poor digestion or just digestion. Digestion is an issue. And so today I just wanted to focus less on I'm going to dive into a little bit on what is digestion. And when I say low digestive enzymes, what are the digestive enzymes we want to care about? How do they get low on people? But I also want to start off with actually how do you know if this is relevant to you? Because one of the things I was clear about in last week's episode is that every person who comes to me with constipation has a different combination of the 5 toxin trap, making them constipated. So not everyone's going to deal with these same issues, but there is a lot of overlap of the most common things that people come in with. And so those make up the 5 categories. So if you're without testing, without anything else going on, how could you know, or at least you won't know. You do need testing to quote unquote know. But how could you have a general sense of, do you possibly have low digestive enzymes? Is one of the things you're dealing with. So here are a bunch of symptoms, signs and symptoms that you are struggling with, and you are trapped in the low digestive enzyme toxin trap. Number 1, you see chunks of food in your poop. Number 2, you feel full quickly after you start eating. Maybe you felt super hungry, but then you start eating. We call that quick satiety, quick feelings of fullness. Number 3, you have acid reflux. Just having acid reflux, huge sign that you have low digestive enzymes. And I actually cover that more on a podcast called Low Stomach Acid, a real root cause of acid reflux, candida, constipation, and SIBO. That's episode 298, and I will have linked it in today's show notes. So you can go listen to it there. If you have constipation, big sign that you are stuck in this trap. If you alternate between constipation and diarrhea, that's another big symptom of being stuck in low digestive enzymes. If you feel heavy after eating, if you have or suspect you have SIBO, if you've had recurrent SIBO, meaning you treat SIBO, you do a diet, you do supplements, you do prescription medication, and it just keeps coming back. If you have a candida overgrowth, if you've had recurrent candida overgrowth, big implication of candida and SIBO do not go away really effectively if you have low digestive enzymes, because the digestive enzymes are like the weed whacker of your gut. There's a couple weed whackers, but they're big ones. They're like the lawnmower. They do a lot of work. And so if you have low digestive enzymes, you'll keep getting this overproliferation, overgrowth of candida and bacteria. So you'll get SIBO and candida. If you burp a lot after eating, if you feel like you need a nap after eating, if you struggle to build muscle even though you work out, that can be a big sign of indigestion, primarily because of, if you have low digestive enzymes, you're probably not breaking down protein efficiently. I don't care if it's vegetable protein or meat protein. You're not going to break it down as well. And so then you might be literally eating quote unquote enough protein, but you're not actually digesting it, breaking it down enough to then absorb it and utilize it in your body. If you struggle staying asleep at night, there can be lots of other stuff going on with that. But one of the things can be that you aren't able to utilize what we call the long burning fuel. So fat and protein need a lot of digestive enzymes to break down. So even if you're eating them, even if you're eating peanut butter or an egg or meat or avocado, things that have fat and protein in them, that it's possible if you are waking up hungry or waking up feeling lethargic, you might not be breaking down your fat and protein from your meal at dinner or lunch. If you constantly want a snack, that can be a sign, again, that maybe at each meal, even if you're eating fat and protein, you don't feel good. I will also get clients who say, this is not on my list, it should be on here, that if you feel bad after eating meat or fat, one or the other. I know fat can also be a gallbladder, but that is we're talking about low digestive enzymes. Bile is a digestive enzyme. But just say, I don't feel good after eating, it's too heavy, or I just don't feel good. There can be other reasons that you don't feel good after certain foods. There could be a genuine sensitivity on an immune reaction level. There can be other issues like histamine reactions, but it can also be just low digestive enzymes. We've seen so many clients who feel better eating particularly meat, like animal meat, after improving their stomach acid. Stomach acid's huge. And usually out of whack with our constipation clients. It's a very, very common issue. And then if you struggle eating large meals and you feel like you really need to eat tiny meals throughout the day, that can also be a big sign that you have low stomach acid. So I want to add one other thing to the list here is that low stomach acid predisposes you to having low zinc levels, and low zinc levels can actually cause little white dots on your nails. So if you have white dots on your nails, it'd be like in the pink part of the nail bed, and then it usually just slowly grows out. That is actually caused by zinc deficiency. So there's other stuff caused by zinc deficiency, but the nail bed thing gets me every time in terms of I have clients who have zinc deficiency on lab work that it's not on their nails, but often it's on their nails, which is free data. Just look at your nails, guys. So those are my go-to symptoms. And there are symptoms I often am hearing from clients who come to work with us that they have recurrent SIBO or recurrent candida, that they burp a lot after eating. They see chunks of food in their poop when they poop, like if they're constipated. They feel full quickly after eating. That can be partly because you're constipated. So you have that backup of stool that is basically filling up space in your belly and also giving your body signaling of like, we don't really have space to take new stuff. So that's a possibility. But if you kind of listen to that list of signs and symptoms and you're like, I get a lot of that, that's a lot of that applies to me, then you really are looking at, you are stuck in this trap of indigestion. And I call it a trap. It's not just like an issue. It's a trap because we are being inappropriately educated on how to address this trap. And so these are the three most common mistakes that people have that are keeping them stuck in this, meaning that even though you might listen to be like, Allison, I've already tried to improve my digestive enzymes. Maybe you're like, I know I have low digestive enzymes, or I'm like 99% sure. I don't even need a test. You're like, great, awesome. Even if you know or are pretty sure you know or have literally taken steps to try and improve it, these are the three most common mistakes, meaning that you're actually still in the same state you were to begin with before you try to address all of it, which is number one most common mistake in officially addressing and like literally reversing, getting out of this low digestive enzyme trap is only taking digestive enzymes to heal digestion. Very important concept. Digestive enzymes don't heal your digestion. They try to supplement and augment what your body is not making, but it still is only a fraction of what your body needs, and it is not efficient. Meaning your body, when it's working properly, it has all these amazing bells and whistles and feedback systems that tell it, we need a little bit more bile, we need a little bit more stomach acid. And it knows how and when to push it out, and it puts out a ton. And digestive enzymes, for a variety of reasons, usually it's like, take 2 every meal, right? It doesn't consider how big the meal is, what the meal is made of, like how much fiber or meat or protein or carbs is in it. It doesn't consider did I already say quantity, like how much the meal is? How is it a big meal? Is it a small meal? It's just very basic. And also the 2 pill, it's the most common thing I've seen. I don't know why. I don't know who came up with that. Maybe it's because 1 pill would be too big. 3 pills is unnecessary. I don't know. But 2 pills is the most common thing you'll see on the back of the bottle for digestive enzymes. And when you actually look at the milligrams of what is in it, whether it's pancreatic enzyme or stomach acid or bile supporting stuff, it is a fraction of what your body would create in real time. And part of that is for safety. Like, we don't know exactly what your body already makes, so we don't want to overdose it. But it's very common that even if you're taking digestive enzymes, you're still underneath the mark of what your body would make on its own, that it would just do expertly at. So that's the number one biggest thing. And so I will say, if you want to know, I put people on digestive enzymes in our program, but it is temporary. I'm not on digestive enzymes every day. I have them in my house. I might pop one every now and again if I eat a very large meal knowingly, that was really yummy, Thanksgiving type situations where I just want a little extra support. I also find myself using specifically some stomach acid support, like betaine HCl. After I've given birth, I find that I just don't digest as well. And I think I'm probably losing a lot of zinc and other things that help me produce stomach acid. So I will put myself on our stomach acid protocol to rebuild my stomach acid after pregnancy and giving birth and all the depletion involved in breastfeeding and just being a mom. So that's number one mistake. Second mistake is not healing the root causes of low stomach acid. So some people know that like I'm going to take some betaine HCl. I literally just mentioned it. Do not take that as advice. I'm not saying go take betaine HCl right now. That is not the solution, because low stomach acid has a bunch of root causes under it. And if you don't address those, first off, you're just going to be stuck on the supplement for forever. Even if you say, I'm going to take zinc and betaine HCl, just like Allison said, even that might not work because of other things you need to deal with first that I had to deal with first. Like that were literally issues that would have blocked me from absorbing zinc and utilizing betaine HCl effectively. And if you want to hear those, I do cover them in episode 298, which I already mentioned on low stomach acid. I think even more than bile, it is like the most powerful thing for someone to shift when they are dealing with chronic constipation. And it's like 99% of our clients have low stomach acid when they have constipation. It's very, very high rates. If you want to get a sense of what you're like, if you have low stomach acid, we actually have just a DIY test you can do with ingredients in your pantry. We call it the baking soda test. Please go and do it. You can actually get all the instructions for it by going to betterbellytherapies.com/constipation. And you can get our 3 natural remedies to constipation guide. And one of the 3 things in there it's the baking soda test. And so it's something you do 3 mornings in a row with baking soda and some water, and you test yourself for burping, oddly enough. And it's fascinating. Most of our clients never burp, and that's a big sign that they don't have enough stomach acid in their body. And so you want to go through a big process that heals the root cause. And again, I go to episode 298, link in the show notes, called Low Stomach Acid Explained. If you want to learn the dirty details, we do literally give you all the tools, all the exact protocols, everything you need to do in the right order, all the testing you need to do to confirm there's different root causes you have to test for low stomach acid. We give you all of that inside my program, the Better Belly Blueprint. And you can just get it right now if you're like, Allison, I want to start healing right now. Skip all the, educational components. I'm ready. Just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint, and it literally gives you every step you need along the way to heal from constipation. But if you want more education before you dive in, go listen to that episode on stomach acid. So that's number 2, second mistake. Now, third mistake is not addressing something called visceral adhesions. Guys, visceral adhesions are something I've talked about intermittently on the podcast, and actually takes me way back to when I first opened my clinic and started working with clients in 2018 and 2019. My main skill set I was working with was actually as a massage therapist, and I was trained in medical massage, and I learned something called visceral manipulation by Dr. Jean-Pierre Barral. It is a fascial release technique to focus on fascia around organs. So different than myofascial release. Myo is muscle. Myo literally is referring to a Latin term for muscle, and myofascial, muscle fascia release, which is way more abundant modality that people have heard of. But this is visceral fascia. When the fascia gets stuck, and there's a lot of different ways, there's literal pictures of how it gets stuck, but think saran wrap getting stuck to itself. When the fascia gets stuck, we call them visceral adhesions or just adhesions. And it's a technical term. Brain surgeons will say there's an adhesion or a lesion in the brain. It does mean something slightly different for brain tissue, but there's adhesions of tissue. It means it's stuck to itself. It is adhesed like tape. So not addressing visceral adhesions. I didn't do this already, but I have a whole podcast episode on fascia. That's my favorite one to refer people to if you're new to the concept of fascia, or you want to know, how am I thinking about it? What from someone who's studied visceral fascia, which is just super different, and has very specific structures to it compared to myo or muscle fascia. If you want to know the 101 of what to know about this, I have episode 90. It's called Fascia 101, the hidden force behind bloating and constipation. And so in my course, the Better Belly Blueprint, I actually teach you 3 self-assessments to literally with just yourself at home, get an idea of, are you personally dealing with visceral adhesions? And then 3 at-home treatments you can do to start releasing them. And then if you need more help because they are more severe, which I needed visceral manipulation, I learned how to do it, but I also needed it. I received a lot of it and received a ton of benefit on the side of like constipation, a ton of benefit from it when I received it. We also teach you and have like a lesson in there on how to find a qualified person near you, and using like a awesome directory, questions to ask them, how to just make sure you find a good person so that you don't waste your time or your money. So that is it. Those are the 3 most common mistakes. And what to do instead is I've already been addressing that a little bit as we gone along the way, but just don't rely on digestive enzymes only. Know that you want to start looking for the root causes of everything, root causes of bile, root causes of low stomach acid. And I say those 2 are usually the root causes of low pancreatic enzymes, meaning low stomach acid can actually enable low pancreatic enzymes because of a feedback loop. And then make sure you address, or at least are evaluated for visceral adhesions. Definitely have found that. I feel like visceral adhesions, it's like 50-50 toss up of, we have some clients who they don't have really any visceral adhesions that are a component of their constipation. They never really need to get visceral manipulation. They never need to do many of the visceral stretches. And we have other clients, it's like groundbreaking. It is like the main thing they needed, or they kind of do everything else and they plateau in our process until they address it. And so everybody's different, and it really, it highlights that you could have 10 or 100 people with chronic constipation who are on laxatives or who have, diagnoses like megacolon or redundant colon or tortuous colon. I didn't have any of those. I just couldn't poop. I had IBS with a constipation focus. It doesn't really matter what the diagnosis is. This process helps you poop. So that's why I call this whole thing the push release method. I call it the number 1 natural constipation relief remedy. Like, it works. So if I could snap my fingers right now and just make the entire medical system follow our push release method, I think we would see just like massive breakthrough and like reduction of people having hospital visits for constipation, because they're not stuck anymore in this. But this is your first of 1. So even if you fix this one, there's still 4 more. And not to say it's not like maybe that sounds like a lot, like, oh, there's so much to fix, but I have made it all super fast. The the amount of time that it takes our average constipation client to see massive results where they're able to go from not pooping on their own at all to pooping on their own is 1 month or less. And so if you want to go see the results, go to betterbellytherapies.com/results. It's a free document. You don't even have to like put your email in. It's just an open document with a bunch of testimonials from our clients getting results, and just for proof, to know that I'm not just making stuff up. It literally defeats the purpose of trying to work with people for health if I'm lying. But since that can be an issue, or people can over exaggerate, go check out that document. And otherwise, I would invite you into our program. If you're tired of being constipated, go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint, join today, start literally going through not just this first toxin trap of digestion, of low digestive enzymes, address all of your toxin traps so fast that you can see results in a month or less. That being our average time frame, that people are seeing significant shifts in their bowel movements, plus other symptoms, pain, fatigue, sleep quality. So that is it for today's episode. Again, do subscribe if you want to hear the upcoming episodes, the next 4 toxin traps, the 3 most common mistakes people are making to stay stuck in them, even when they're trying to work on them, because I know you guys are trying to work on these so hard. So I want you guys to get more results for the amount of work you're doing. Just go to betterbellytherapies.com/subscribe so you get notifications for all new episodes. And that is it for today. I'll see you guys next week.
Hey friend, I hope you loved this episode. If you've been a fan for a while or newly loving this podcast, can you do me a favor? drop into Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. When you leave a review, you do so much. You help me know you're listening, you can tell me what you're loving so I know what to make more of, and you help others by boosting this podcast so other people like you can find the podcast too. I mean, it's a win-win-win, right? So if you want a way to pay it forward, just go to Apple Podcasts or click the link in my show notes and leave a rating and review. And if you want some more free stuff, just head over to my free Facebook group, betterbellytherapies.com/Facebook, and you can get access to all of my free support for you, including some Facebook group exclusive stuff like my podcast episode vault, where you can search the Better Belly podcast by topic and find exactly what you need to expedite your healing. I cannot wait to see you in there. Catch you guys next week.